but won't cleanse my palate is the new Harry Potter series. That movie is going to destroy my palate. This we've already talked about it. This series is a horrible idea, and I get sad at night. Sometimes I can't sleep thinking about it.
And that's not a joke, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm scarred from it. But we decided to do Fancasts, and we were theorizing these Fancasts for some pretty major characters, and it was hard to do. In my mind, because the people that star in these roles in Harry Potter, they are so iconic in those roles where you kind of look at it and you're like, no one else can ever play this character. It wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
But we actually did some fan casts, and there was some stuff where I looked at, no, this could work. No, there's obviously a few parameters to these fan casts. We obviously haven't done Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, because they got to start from 11 years old, and we don't know child actors well enough to really suggest six different child actors for 3 different roles.
Go to your local park and pick any whatever is your fan cast for that. That's
an R-rated comedy joke right there, but we need more comedy, and Name's providing it. That is a dark one. But yeah, no, we'll run you through some of the ones that we did. Now, obviously, the key one, Dumbledore, is a major role in this story, and will be throughout the majority of the series. So, our fan cast for this one, Jeffrey Rush, Bill Nighy, Michael Caine, Mark Rylance, Ian McKellen, and Anthony Hopkins. Now, I will add on, we didn't really consider British exclusive fan cast for this one because we don't really know the direction that the US one will go to. They might go to American actors or European actors, whatever they do. So we just thought who may be best for the role, not British only. Yeah. So what do you think about these fan casts? Do you have a top pick? Who could surprise?
I love all of these. Who I want to be would be Michael Caine. But I just feel he's too much on the old side, I don't know if he's going to make it to the 7th season. And I feel very bad for saying that, but fuck, it's true. Come on. Same with Ian McKellen. I can't remember if it's the other way around, but I think he was first approached to be Dumbledore or something. And
he's the equivalent of Gandalf. I mean, he is Gandalf, so.
Yeah, so I'm just going to
Same character.
But Dumbledore's a lot more positive.
No. He's better written.
Yeah. Gandalf is. Thank you. Yeah. Who I would like out of this list to portray him as a wild card would probably be Jeffrey Rush. He played Barbossa in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. And I think he'll be a good fit as Albus Dumbledore,
Yeah.
He has that experience within acting to, elevate these younger actors and teach them the nitty-gritty side of acting and whatnot and mentor them. But then he's also a great actor in himself to actually portray this role of Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you?
This one's a tough one for me. I mean, I know these characters really well. Obviously, Anthony Hopkins, he's one there, but he's in the 90s.
What I said for Michael Caine.
Yeah, the clock's ticking. And I don't like thinking about it in that way. That way is it's really sad because these are really good actors. So I don't like thinking about it that way. But you do have to kind of consider it because one season per book, and that's at least 6 years. So yeah. Bill Nighy, he could be one. He just got an Oscar nomination, so he would be good. He's obviously can act quite well. I would probably go for Mark Rylance.
The wild card.
The wild card. I would put my money there, and I'm not a big Mark Rylance fan, but I know he's one hell of an actor, and it would be a different version of Dumbledore where he's a little bit more he could feel a little bit more empathetic and open and caring in a way that the movies didn't show enough. And I feel like he could really add a lot to that kind of element of Dumbledore. I don't know how it'd function in terms of, I guess, the badass version, lack of a better word there, version of him.
Yeah.
Where he gets to a massive, wizard battle with Voldemort.
Because he always seems such an awkward, or the roles he portrays was always like that awkward sort of character. We see in Ready Player One and Don't Look Up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it'd be a different direction, but it'd be one that would intrigue me, not one where I'd be like, oof, no, I don't like that. Yeah. But he can clearly act, so it would be a good pick on the acting side of things. Severus Snape. This one, I always see this one being talked around in terms of who could play this. So the ones we've listed here: Adam Driver, Keanu Reeves, Benedict Cumberbatch, Cillian Murphy, Charlie Cox, and Johnny Depp. Top pick for this. What could they bring to the table for the role?
I mean, like myself, I'm sure you've seen this. Like, if there were to be like a younger sort of Harry Potter spin-off based on like James and Lily Potter days at whatnot, the top fan cast for that would be Adam Driver. I'm not sure if you've seen those sort of things.
What, when the younger?
Yeah, so if there was a like piece of content just based on James and Lily and them throughout Hogwarts.
You want Adam Driver to be Severus Snape?
Yeah.
Adam Driver's like 30.
God, you skipped my point because I was asking you a question, but you clearly missed that.
Wait, yeah, sorry. Just repeat yourself.
So I said, I'm not sure if you've seen, but like in those fan casts where it was that sort of situation, that sort of film where it was based on James and Lily Potter, the top fan cast for that would have been Adam Driver. It's like a younger Snape. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen that. I don't like that.
Oh, you don't like it? Okay. Well, anyway,
he doesn't look like a teenager to me. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still sticking with Adam Driver because I think he has the look of a Snape. He's tall, he's lanky, he's got the dark black hair, he's got the face for it, and he's a fantastic actor that can. Oh, and the voice. He also has a fantastic voice to be like that sort of dark, sort of mysterious, sort of wizard. So I think Adam Driver would be a fantastic fit for Snape.
Yep.
I can't really see anyone else in that list being it. Maybe Benedict Cumberbatch or Cillian Murphy. Those would be the other two picks, but I'll probably want to see Adam Driver over anything else because I think he can just bring a fresh role similar to what Alan Rickman did as his role, but somewhat different.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with him on this one. Adam Driver, I feel like, is probably the best choice here. Further to what you said, you nailed everything. Adam Driver has that mood about him, or he can really play it well, where he's just moody and doesn't like human beings and just wants to be left alone, kind of thing.
Kylo Ren.
Huh? Yeah. Especially in those earlier Star Wars, like The Force Awakens and bit of The Last Jedi. Yeah, he does it really well. And that's a lot of what Snape is, especially on the early side of things. And Adam Driver he has the acting chops to really pull off the entire Severus Snape arc that he has. And you need someone talented to switch that kind of villainous portrayal to someone that's completely heroic. And I think Adam Driver would be the best one to play it. Obviously, Benedict Cumberbatch is a decorated actor as well. I think he could really bring something to a role that's very different to Alan Rickman. Adam Driver would be very similar. They just have this similar look and feel in the way they command the screen. Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch could do something different and has that kind of voice that feels kind of scary and deep. I don't know too much about the others. Johnny Depp would be a massive wild card.
Huge wild card.
Imagine if he got cast in this, because this would be huge. There's obviously been a lot about Johnny Depp. We're not going to go into that. But if he was to be cast in this role, how would you feel about that?
I would feel as if he's been done right. like they dropped him from Grindelwald. And they're giving him this to like be part of this franchise.
I completely forgot he was a fucking Fantastic Beast.
Like they've given him another chance to like be part of this franchise because the studio fucked up in that part. Again, as you said, different story for another day.
Yeah.
Or listen to our old podcast because we discuss it there.
Yeah.
But like I think this will be a good role for him to come back into the mainstream media. Not that as if he does need to come back, but like it's a good franchise to just come back into.
Yeah. As in the role, could he do Snape well?
There's probably other Harry Potter characters. Don't ask me who, because I can't think of on top of my head. I don't think Snape will be one of them.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why we included him on this list is because he's been part of the Tim Burton films, which is naturally dark. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Who he played in Dark Shadows, and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think he'll be better suited as like not a major character or major wizard professor, but someone a bit more smaller.
Yeah.
It's like a cameo. He doesn't give me Snape vibes at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Professor McGonagall. So for this one, we got Emma Thompson, Olivia Colman, Michelle Gomez, Jennifer Connelly, Judi Dench, and Melissa McBride. Anyone stand out here that top pick?
Probably first two. They said Emma Thompson and Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
If I had a pick, or probably Olivia Colman. She just has that sort of, that sort of motherly love that everyone can just love.
Yeah.
For her, and like she like looks after her students and whatnot, and then she also has like that sassiness at times.
Yep.
As well, but also being like very strict.
Yeah.
I think Olivia Colman will be able to fucking nail this role down to a T.
Yeah. I think with Olivia Colman, I would love to see her in two different roles besides this.
Yeah.
Dolores Umbridge, because one, she seems so lovely, but I would love to see her in that role. And she can act. She could do it. And it would just be like so different to what we've seen from her that I would be like, wow, like this would be insane. And then obviously Molly Weasley. Just put on a red wig and you're good to go. Like you said, motherly love. She nails it completely. My top pick though would be Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Have you seen Nanny McPhee?
I can't remember. I don't know. I don't think so. Don't know.
No. I know I've seen the first one. They did the second one. But yeah, the first one, I've seen that a couple of times. And Nanny McPhee has like, a witch hat and like got magic powers. It's quite subtle, but Emma Thompson plays her and just kind of has that look and feel, because in that movie, she has kind of the presence that McGonagall has in terms of like warm, gentle, kind, and genuinely cares for the kids and stuff like that. So I think she could easily slide into the role and be really good in it. Olivia Colman could be Lord Voldemort and should be great. Just one of those actresses, just great in everything.
Superman?
Yeah, she would be great. But yes, no. So that would be my top pick. But yeah, I think the top two there were probably those ones. Hagrid. Now this one was tough for us to really.
It was very tough.
It was tough to round out the top six, and I think with Hagrid you have to think outside the box, because a lot of fan casting you consider the look as one of the biggest pieces to fan casting. Obviously, their acting ability is another one as well. With Hagrid, you can completely have someone that looks really scrawny, really small, and they can do the camera tricks, they can do the prosthetics, and they can really make it work. So that's just what you have to do. But we've come up with some here. Our top picks for this one: Nick Frost, Jack Black, John Goodman, Brendan Fraser, George Garcia, and Richard E. Grant. Top picks for this one, man.
Be the first three you said: Nick Frost, Jack Black, and John Goodman.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic actors. They've all, they all fit that physical side of things. They both are funny. They have the comedic side and to them. If I had a pick, it'll have to be Jack Black. I think he looks like the perfect Hagrid. Oh, except for George Garcia, he actually looks like Hagrid. Yeah. He's the guy from Lost.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it'll be Jack Black if he can pull off a good British accent.
Mm-hmm.
If he can do that,
if it is British or not. Yeah.
If it is British or not.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say British because,
if they're going to be British, I don't want American actors doing British accents. So. Different conversation for different day. Carry on. Sorry.
But yeah, if he can pull off that British accent well, then my pick will be Jack Black. I mean, he has that look. He's got the comedic side of him. He also has that warmth towards, like, the younger actors. He can, like, develop them really well. Similar to what he did in School of Rock. He could bring that somewhat to here, but have a lot more work to do with them over the course of 7 seasons.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. What you?
Jack Black would be my worst pick on this.
Yeah.
I want him far away from this role. I'm not going to lie. Jack Black seems too much of a clown to play a serious role like this. I don't know how he would do in dramatic acting. I don't find Hagrid to be a comedic-centric character to begin with. I think the character is funny in a situational kind of sense, not the comedic relief kind of guy. As for my top pick, though, I would go Brendan Fraser.
Of course.
Brendan Fraser, he has a particular warmth about him. Or the Brendan Fraser now. As we've seen from The Whale, he just chemistry with, child actors and stuff can work. He's obviously demonstrated it there. But yeah, I just think he has kind of, the warmth and the kind of presence to hold what Hagrid is. I don't. This is one of the roles where I really struggled to see anyone else beside Robbie Coltrane. May he rest in peace.
Yeah,
it's just it's such an irreplaceable role.
Same as Snape,
Yeah. It's tragic passings as well, but yeah, it's just. It was such a tough one to really do any of these guys, and I can't lock in anyone else to play him. Richard E. Grant was a really different choice, and it would be my wild card to play him. Obviously, doesn't have the physical look on a physique sense of things, but has the acting ability to pull off some of what Hagrid is. But when we do get the next Hagrid, I think we're going to see a very different version of him.
Yeah.
Sadly, because he's one of the great characters of the series. But yeah, interesting role, Lord Voldemort. This one always has a lot of people talking.
It does. Yeah.
So the ones we have here is Jamie Campbell Bower, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strong, Charles Dance, Cillian Murphy, and Matt Smith. I think this one's a strong list of people here.
It is.
What's your top pick?
I really want to say Jamie Campbell Bower because he's already played a noseless villain as Vecna. But I think the age is on the wrong side of him. Like when you think of Voldemort, he's somewhat older. He's he's established. He's a well-known wizard.
Yeah,
but in the wrong sense.
Yeah.
So if we had a TV series based on Tom Riddle and his lead up to Lord Voldemort, boom, this guy's your man.
Absolutely.
Look no further than this man.
Yeah.
But I have to go with someone older, which is everyone else. I do want to see Matt Smith as a villainous character, but his role's reserved for Lucius Malfoy. So I think I have to go Benedict Cumberbatch, I think he has a voice, he has an acting experience, and I think he just has that emotion in the way he has scenes. Like if you've seen him in his mocap scenes when he played Smaug in the Hobbit series, he was doing mocap, but his heart was in that mocap, like he was giving it everything. And I think him as Voldemort, he would leave his heart on the table.
Yeah.
For this role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree pretty much with what you said, but I am going to say Jamie Campbell Bower. Prosthetics exist. I think if you make him bald and you do his face, I mean, Ralph Fiennes doesn't look much like Lord Voldemort, but all that stuff on his face, and it obviously looks like Lord Voldemort. So they could do a lot of prosthetic work to make him look the right age, but the way he played Vecna in the human form was amazing.
Yeah,
I remember seeing it. It was just an amazing portrayal. Just I remember watching that, and there's one scene where he looks away, and his whole facial structure is completely different. Once you find out he's a villain, he just looks completely different. His expressions are so deep, and he just has that kind of command and poise to really pull off such a powerful performance and portray such a massive character that has a lot to fulfill. So that would be my top pick. Obviously, the aging is something that I do think about because you think of Lord Voldemort, it seems like old as hell.
Yeah.
And then I think Benedict Cumberbatch would be my second pick. The voice is something that I would love to have in Voldemort. Ralph Fiennes obviously did an amazing job. I think Benedict Cumberbatch could do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But if Benedict Cumberbatch would be playing Lord Voldemort, I feel like it would just be the exact same. And I don't want it the exact same.
You want something different.
I don't want it to begin with.
Well, you don't have a fucking choice, all right, mate?
If I had to choose, I'd want something different.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's owned their role in Harry Potter in such a way that you can't replicate that. Like I said with the Hagrid thing before. Yeah. Sirius Black's another major. That's another major character for the Harry Potter franchise, and he will be a bigger character when it comes to doing in the series format.
Because they have at least 4 seasons to be developed properly.
Yeah. He'll appear in the fourth one.
Yeah.
He won't be in a fireplace, like they did. But yeah, no. So our top ones for Sirius Black are Ben Barnes, Henry Cavill, Michael Fassbender, Christian Bale, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Ewan McGregor. Top picks for that one.
Michael Fassbender for me, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah, he just... Oh, but then you got Ewan McGregor. Fuck. Oh, you got Ben Barnes. Looks-wise, it will be Ben Barnes. But I think I'm going to stick with Michael Fassbender. I think he'll be a great Sirius Black. I mean, it'll be something different to the roles that we've seen him portray before. He'll have a more prominent role rather than being, a supporting or
next score wins,
sort of thing. And I think this sort of role would somewhat push him acting wise. Having to interact with little kids and somewhat be like a mentor and an inspiration to them.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Michael Fassbender for me, and obviously his acting credibility is just fantastic enough. Like I think he'll be able to nail this role.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with Ben Barnes, like the only thing I've seen him in is Prince Caspian, or is that his name?
Yes, yeah.
And haven't seen him in anything since.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I'm gonna go to where you were leaning before with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I think of him as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, the mentor, the guide for that character. And he played it so well, and that didn't get its justice because of the way the prequels were and whatnot. And I really wanted to see more. And I think Ewan McGregor as Sirius Black, he can really, obviously doesn't suit the look, but obviously can, with all the prosthetic work they can do and changing the hair color and whatnot. But the way he could be a mentor to Harry and kind of being that father that he never had. It's really similar to what Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker represented. And Ewan McGregor's been there in that similar type of role. And he just naturally has a kind of a warmth to, how he is as an actor and, a lot of charisma and charm to really make it work. And I think he could do a good job and, step into the shoes of what Gary Oldman did pretty easily.
Yeah.
And it might be one of the few roles where I feel like it's better Yeah.
Hmm.
But now we'll move on to Remus Lupin.
Mm-hmm.
And this one shares some people that have been mentioned before. So we got for this one James McAvoy, Colin Firth, Paul Bettany, Andrew Garfield, Ewan McGregor, and Sean Bean.
Has to be Sean Bean because he dies in every single role, right?
Lupin doesn't die till the end, though.
Yep, still dies.
At the end, not in the first season. Who's your top pick for this one?
This one, I'm going with your Sirius Black one.
Oh, interesting.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I think he will be a much better Professor Lupin. Like, yeah, Sirius Black is like that second father to Harry.
Yeah.
But I think Lupin was somewhat that first sort of, that I don't know how to put it into words, but that first sort of fatherly figure to him.
Yeah.
But not as much on an emotional level, but he like still guided Harry and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what Ewan McGregor will be able to do very well in this, is like still guide Harry to his end goal.
Yeah.
And not be so much as a father figure. Like he can still say stuff to Harry and Harry just disagrees with him and be like, no.
Yeah.
But with like Sirius Black, like Harry has a relationship where he understands what Sirius is saying. And I think pretty much every point that you said about Ewan McGregor, Sirius Black can be easily applied to Remus Lupin, like the whole, he can be a father figure, like I said before, and can teach Harry and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think just Ewan McGregor's, I think he's more better fit as Remus than the Sirius.
Yeah. Interesting. I do agree with that, and I was gonna say that Ewan McGregor could fit both roles and do justice to both.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say Ewan McGregor here as well, but I'll go with someone different. I'm gonna go with Paul Bettany here. I feel like that could work. Obviously, you got the British element to it, but Paul Bettany, the difference between Sirius Black and Lupin here is one is more. They're both mentors, but one's more done in the teacher, professor kind of way, and then the other one's done in a more fatherly kind of way.
Yeah.
Paul Bettany has the kind of I don't know the word for it, but the kind of presence that reminds me of a professor, someone who's knowledgeable and academic, yeah. And I feel like he could really hold that kind of stance on screen and put it forward through Lupin, and obviously project that onto Harry. And we've seen him in terms of like sensitive kind of roles, and I think he would just do it some good justice. I think a lot of these ones are really good picks. Colin Firth, maybe a bit on the old side, but would really do well. I mean, we've seen Kingsman with what he can do with that and guiding Taron Egerton's character. Andrew Garfield could be a really interesting dark horse. We haven't really seen him on the old side, the mentorship kind of role, and it could be a good starting point.
Definitely push his acting abilities.
Yeah, because by the time this releases, he'd be in 40s, so it would be a really interesting direction to go, and it's not one that I would object to either. But Paul Bettany, Ewan McGregor would probably be my top picks for this one.
Yeah.
The last one we're going to cover is Lucius Malfoy. He's not a big, not a big character in this the film series. He's in like a good 4 of the movies at least. But big enough in the books that he can play a serious role in the entire series. So the ones we got for this one is Tom Hiddleston, Matt Smith, Dan Stevens, Michael Fassbender, Paul Bettany, Nicholas Hoult. A lot in there that we've already heard of today, including Nicholas Hoult. What are your top picks for this one?
Matt Smith, easily. He has that. Anyone that's watched House of Dragon just knows exactly what I'm saying, but he has that arrogant, cunty sort of look to him, that persona, that would fit Lucius Malfoy. Like, chuck him a blonde wig. He's already done that before in House of Dragon. He looks apart.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic actor. He'll be able to do. I don't know who the actual original actor was. His name has passed my head. I can't remember, but I think this is a role, or one of those rare roles in Harry Potter where someone that can be recasted can surpass the original actor. And I feel Matt Smith is that person. I think he's just the right fit for it. Watch House of Dragon. That's enough. That's enough evidence.
Interesting. I haven't seen enough of House and Dragon to really comment on that. But I'll go back to your point about him being easily, or not easily, but replaceable. I would argue against that. He feels just so ingrained in that role. When you think of Lucius Malfoy, at least in my mind, I see that. Yeah. It's just that actor. And that can go for all of these roles that we're saying here. Like, there's just something about this franchise where none of them can be replaced.
Yeah,
it has to go in a different direction. As for my top pick, Matt Smith, I don't like it. I don't like it. He doesn't look enough like the role. Like, you can put a blonde wig on anybody. Tom Hiddleston looks the role. He's played a villainous role. He's played a villainous role where they turn good. And he's worn a wig before. So just not a blonde one. I think Tom Hiddleston, and he's British. I think Tom Hiddleston just has the perfect kind of add extra points, mate. You gotta give me that.
Matt Smith is British.
Yeah, but not British enough. Well,
carry on.
Yeah, I just think Tom Hiddleston, he looks the part, and just we've seen him as Loki be a very commanding presence on the screen, and Lucius moments, he has those moments in the series, and I just believe that he could do it. He's the right age for it now, and it would just be a really great fit. One where it could get close to the heights of what the previous actor did in the role. But I still can't see anyone surpassing anybody. But that's the sad reality. As for everyone else here, Nicholas Hoult, perhaps. Michael Fassbender, we've seen him with blonde hair and the next goal wins. So he grows out that hair a little bit longer and he could be good for the role. But yeah, obviously, there's a lot that could probably play it well. After all, I did say, it is quite a small role in the film series, but in the TV series, it's a bit more extensive. So you can actually have a character or like an actor come in and really dominate and own that role a little bit more than the other ones that were suggested here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, okay. So just one thing before we, move on from this topic. Say your top picks for this. They all get casted.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited for the series?
No.
No?
Because it shouldn't happen.
Okay. All right. We're on the same page. But yeah, no. So
but even secretly, guys, I am.
No, don't wind me up, man. Come on. Don't do that. I agree, man. It's just, yeah. Even with my dream picks here, it still just doesn't feel right.
This is something that just shouldn't have been, like, spin it off. So, like, the magic world is like, the world's your oyster, but you just want to stick to this 7-book series. Like, explore Lord Voldemort, explore Dumbledore's early beginnings. Yeah. That's not Fantastic Beasts,
That's not Fantastic Beasts.
There's so much stuff. There's even, like, stuff outside of Hogwarts that you could explore. All those other schools.
Yeah, I think a lot of thing about the Harry Potter thing is the growing up with the characters as they start from year 1 and they go to year 7. I think that's a big component of why people love it. At least for me, that's what I like about it. You grow with the characters and you see their journey. So I would love to see like Tom Riddle year 1, 2, year 3, even Dumbledore. That would be very interesting.
Even the first wizard. I mean, we're going to get that with the first Jedi with James Mangold.
Dawn of the Wizard.
Yeah, but like... Could you imagine, like, just seeing this wizard, like, have different abilities to, like, the regular human and him interacting with that? Like, that's it. I reckon it's a movie rather than a TV series, but... Yeah,
there'll be but what we're saying here, like, we're just spinning off ideas and already it sounds more interesting than what we're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. But enough talking about the Harry Potter remake because, that depresses me enough and I've seen the Sixers lose today. So, we'll stop it there. That